we cannot travel right now. Borders are closed. The situation in the world is not that great. It's getting better. Every day is better and better, at least here in Portugal. So we all hope soon it will be again possible to travel. Okay, so I see more comments coming from Spain, from Holland, from Istanbul, Hungary, Chicago, Poland, Berlin. That's incredible. This is incredible. I work with tourists. I do tours with locals platform, and I always meet people from all over the world. And this is the most exciting part of being a guide, basically. Canada, Lithuania, Italy. I love Lisboa. Someone is saying that he loves Lisbon. That's great. We're going to speak today about Lisbon. Ireland, California. Wow, we're having a lot of people from different kind of countries, cities. That's incredible. No pressure for me. Okay, so let me introduce myself a little bit quickly. I'm Alex. I live in Lisbon, Portugal. I'm from here, and I'm an architect. I studied architecture. I traveled the world. I worked in different areas. I studied in England also. I did my master's degree in London. And eventually, after London, I came back to Lisbon and I started working in big international architectural company. I stayed there for 2.5 years, more or less, and decided to quit it because my passion since childhood was traveling and meeting new people. So I decided to work with people and to travel inside of Portugal, to show Portugal for travelers. So I started doing tours 3 years more or less ago. 3 years ago. Then I discovered with locals platforms, this platform is an amazing platform, really, truly local experience, very authentic. I can pass to you all my knowledge, all my expertise, which I have in this area of tourism, and all my knowledge about Portugal in general. Okay, as I keep receiving messages from Facebook, Ireland, California, even Egypt. People, you're amazing. Thank you very much for coming and watching this Sunday evening, my live stream from Lisbon. So, my plan for today is like this. My plan for today is to have a very interactive conversation with you. I prepared some kind of small presentation about 7 wonders of Lisbon. 7 the most important things, I think, in my opinion, there are in Lisbon. The presentation didn't work very well. It didn't work with technical problems, so there will be no presentation today, but there will be a lot of interaction. I have a lot of things here around me. I have a surfboard, I have a ball, I have other stuff. So we're going to speak. I will explain to you my 7 most favorite interesting things in Lisbon, and we will interact. I will show you something, we will try something, we will listen some music maybe. So I hope this is fine with you. I hope you're ready for some interesting conversation. And if you're ready to start, just send me some likes, say yes, put plus, give me some energy. I need a little bit of your support. It's the first time I'm doing for such a big crowd, and thank you again for being here, and hope you are safe and healthy in your country where you are, in your city. So please show me if you're listening, if you're here. Hello from little Ireland, Netherlands, Poland. Okay, I'm still not receiving any messages. Maybe it's a small delay. I will wait a little bit, and then we will start. Okay, let me check what we have here. People from Brazil, Egypt. Okay, it's more fun without presentation. I will have to, to be creative today, to maybe to invent, to use some equipment I prepared here in my house. Okay, like your football jersey, Forza Benfica. Well, it's not really from Benfica, and that one is also not from Benfica. I'm not, I like football, but I'm not like specifically supporting one specific club. I really like Cristiano Ronaldo and the national team. Okay, so let's start. And then, if you don't mind this interactive conversation, so 7 wonders of Portugal, 7 wonders of Lisbon. So I decided to choose one, which is really important for Lisbon. It's the earthquake. If you've been to Portugal before or you're planning to go, you will probably hear the first thing about Lisbon is about this huge earthquake, which happened in 1755. Imagine 200 years ago, not that long time ago, but it affected a lot, everything. It was so big. It was in the ocean. The epicenter of the earthquake was in the ocean, 200 kilometers away from Lisbon. So it's quite close, you can imagine. It was Sunday, 1st of November, 1755. Can you imagine? It was a big religious day. A lot of people went to the churches. It was an All Saints Day. And all this happened in the morning, 9 a.m. 9.5 Richter scale, very strong earthquake for 9 minutes. And then, you know what happened? Then tsunami came to Lisbon. A lot of people who ran to the main square were covered by tsunami. And then big fire started in Lisbon for 6 days. So, that was not a very easy time for Lisbon, but very soon our Prime Minister, Marques de Pombal, we really like that Prime Minister because he took power to his hands, and in the very difficult time he could do almost impossible. He rebuilt the whole city. He rebuilt the economy. He recovered all the buildings in the center of Lisbon. When you come to the historical part of Lisbon, most of the areas were rebuilt after the 17th century. That's why it's so important. And what happened next? I have to tell you that the second very interesting and important wonder of Portugal, some parts of this wonder survived after that huge earthquake. It's called azulejo. Have you heard about the word azulejo? Or maybe in Spanish, azulejo? If you've been to Seville or to south of Spain, you probably saw something like this. Look, I'm going to show you. I have something here prepared for you. Look, do you know what is azulejo? It's a tile. It's a clay tile, and there are many different types of them. Many now, some. I'm gonna show you more. Here, I have prepared quite a few of them. I went yesterday to my favorite tile studio, to my friend, the director of art school here in Lisbon, and he gave me these tiles. I see people saying that, yes, some tiles, right? Of course. See how beautiful are they, right? So a lot of tiles. survived after the earthquake. For example, this one is a very old tile. You see how thick it is comparing to the modern one? You see? And why I think it's very important for Lisbon? Because the whole Lisbon, all the buildings in Lisbon, almost all of the buildings, are covered with these tiles, the facades of the buildings. If you've been to the south of Spain, you saw it. It's incredible. It's so beautiful. It has these beautiful paintings. And of course, this facade material serves as a decoration material, but it has a very practical purpose also. Can you see? It's kind of reflecting the lights from the sun. So imagine here in Lisbon, in the summer, it can be quite warm, and in order to keep the building inside cold or fresh, they were covering in the past times when they didn't have air conditioning. They were covering the whole buildings with these beautiful tiles, and it was serving as a natural air conditioning. So it was reflecting the sunlight. Also, these tiles, they serve as how can I say an insulation material, because it protects buildings from the rain also. So imagine here it's very humid. Lisbon is by the ocean. Lisbon, it's a capital of the sea also. It's by the Atlantic Ocean, so it's very humid here, and buildings stay very gray after every winter, so you have to repaint them all the time. With tiles, you don't need to do it. You just wash it and it's ready. And the most important, it doesn't burn, because these tiles made of clay were in the kiln with huge temperatures. So fire doesn't do anything to these tiles. So those buildings which were covered with tiles during the earthquake, they actually survived. They survived, especially in the town, or I mean in the district called Alfama. Anyone been to Lisbon before? Guys, I want to know if you've been to Lisbon before, if you heard about tiles or about maybe Alfama or about earthquake. Just give me your feedback, please. I really want to see if you're just planning to come or you've been here before. Okay, so just want to see some messages from you. Let me check. All this gold. I have an art teacher here. Look, Janice Lomba Gomes. Wow. So she probably knows a lot about those styles, right? 5 times. Egli K, been here. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your names wrong, but you said that you've been here, you love it. Loved Alfama 3 times. Amazing city, 5 times. With locals, someone did a tour with locals. You see, that's great. So you know a lot of. Oh, someone is saying that they love green wine. That's great. That's great. That's perfect. Love the Fado music. Some food, guys. We are going there. We are going there. Exactly. We are getting there, because right now I'm going to speak about Alfama, the oldest district of Lisbon, which survived that huge earthquake. Imagine, the only district which almost completely survived the earthquake. It's beautiful area. Who already been there? Um, who already visited Lisbon knows that it's an area with tiny narrow streets, with old buildings, with very authentic people. And I decided to choose the third wonder is Alfama, with its beautiful and annually occurred festival called Festival of San Antonio, or there is a second name. Do you know this name if you've already been to Lisbon? It's called Festival of sardines. It's a sardines festival. Imagine people eat a lot of sardines during that festival in one particular area of Lisbon. I mean, it's everywhere. Right now, it's a big party. It happens in June, the day of Saint Anthony, which is a saint of Lisbon, is on 13th of June. Why we eat sardines in that day? It's because this tradition started 100 years ago. Sardines are really fat and tasty in that period of time. So fishermen who were living in that area in Alfama were bringing a lot of sardines to the streets, and they were doing barbecues on the streets. Kind of street food festival. And right now, it's first of all, it's the biggest festival of Lisbon, and secondly, it's the most beautiful. Everyone is dressed. There is some kind of carnival going on there. Can you imagine? It's like all decorated, all the streets. Music is everywhere, and the smell of sardines, smell of wine and beer. This is just incredible. And now I saw some comments. People were saying that they want to eat something. People want to try local food. I want to show you something. Okay, so we spoke about sardines as our traditional dish, one of our traditional dishes, and I want to show you here what I've got here. Ooh, look at this. I have the whole package of those. Canned ones, of course, not the real ones. Now it's not the season, but I have with really different taste, with tomato, with olive oil, again with tomato. So I'm going to show you now how they look like. In case if you don't know, if you never tried them, I'm going to open it in front of you. If you don't mind, I told you it's going to be interactive. And I will show you how we eat it during this festival, because it's a simple recipe, but it's a very delicious recipe. Before I do it, I want to see some questions. People are asking me if this festival is going to happen this year. We don't know, but really hope. I really hope, because it's my favorite one. It's not only one day; it's actually for the whole month. You know, it's incredible. So let's do it together quickly. I'm going to open it. I have to be really careful because there is a lot of oil there. Okay. And the traditional way is to eat it on the bread. So you put it on the bread. I'm going to do it right now. Give me 1 second, okay? Sorry, I know you might be hungry. I'm also hungry, and this is what I really like. So let me do it. I will show you. So the idea is to put sardines, of course, not the canned sardines. Here in this one, it doesn't have any bones, any skin. The real ones, grilled on the grill, you know. You put them on the bread like this, and then you start eating the sardines like this from the bread. You use bread as a plate. You can also put some green things on the top. You can also use it, eat it with termos. It's kind of small beans with beer. It's very good. So imagine you eat it. Let's imagine that I ate it all, and then what happens? The juice from the fish, like this, goes to the bread, and then bread stays very juicy. I don't know if you can see it here or not. You see, the bread is very juicy. So the best part is to eat it with beer, for example. It's just the best. Sorry for eating in front of you, but I cannot resist. It's our tradition, and I really cannot wait the June to come. It's almost there. So I hope you enjoyed my performance, and I hope you have some sardines there with you, or you can go and buy it at home, and to try to do it with the bread and some maybe salsa on the top, some olive oil. That's really tasty. And I have actually quite a lot of them. Maybe you can text me later on with Locals platform. You can book a tour with me when you come to Lisbon, or you can book a online tour where I can speak even more in details. I can show you more things, and I can send you these things by post, so you can try real Portuguese ones if you want, of course. Okay, how do you season the sardines when grilling them? Season. I don't know what this means, season, but basically it's very simple. The rest, you see, Portuguese food is quite simple, but it's delicious. You just do it like this on the grill, put some salt and nothing else. Just that's it. Hello from Canada. We're at festival. We were at festival also. Bought some tiles in Alfama and came home with many cans of sardines. Ah, so you already know what I'm talking about, right? It's delicious. Mm, you are very prepared here. Yes, I am prepared. I have a lot of things here. So let's continue. I have quite a few things still here next to me. A lot of cool things. So those were the first three wonders, my first three favorite things of Lisbon. And now I want to speak about something someone already spoke here in the comments. It's about Fado. Have you heard about Fado? Some of you already heard about it, so of course I saw it in the messages. And what is Fado? Fado is the most traditional Portuguese song, which was born in 16th century in Alfama district, in that district we just spoke about, in the oldest district of Lisbon. And it's a beautiful song. It's a song about love, about it's about those times when fishermen, when sailors were going far away to the ocean, sometimes for like 1 year or longer, and they were their wives in Alfama were not sure if they're going to come back, so they were looking from these tiny small windows of the buildings in Alfama towards the ocean, waiting for them and singing these sad songs about love, about broken heart, about nostalgia. This song, Fado, is all about one word. Can you guess which word is this? Especially those people who already been to Lisbon, you probably know this word for sure. It starts with S. Let me see if you can guess. I have some small delay. Oh yeah, yes. I already receiving questions about Fado singer, where to go to listen Fado. There are quite a few places to listen Fado in Lisbon, especially in Alfama. You can text me later and I can send you like the whole list I have, my personal recommendations. You can text me on Instagram, for example, if you want. It's called Try Lisbon with Alex. I will repeat again in the end when we have question 10 minutes for answers and questions. But basically, you can listen some good Fado in Alfama. And the favorite singer? Yes, I will tell you now my favorite singer. Let's see. Yes, you guessed. Saudade, that's the word. Sardines? Yes, of course. But saudade. Saudade means, well, it's hard to translate to any other language because it's a combination. This word means combination of a few different feelings. It's exactly love, nostalgia, sadness, and a hope that those husbands or boyfriends will come back from the sea. So it's a combination of feelings. So it comes from the soul. It's very, very romantic. I guess it's hard to understand without listening it, right? So I want you now to listen. I'm going to put here on my phone for you to listen the most traditional, the most famous, and my favorite singer. Normally, it's a woman singing this, and then two men playing a Portuguese guitar and a normal guitar. So let's listen just a little bit for you to understand what kind of music it is. I love it. Tell me if you can hear it well, please.
Se uma gaivota viesse trazer-me o céu de Lisboa, no desenho que fizesse, nesse céu onde olhar, lá é uma asa que não voa, esmorar-se e cair no mar. Que perfeito!
I don't know if you could hear it. I hope you could hear it, but it's one of my favorite songs called Gaivota, which means seagull. So it's all about love. So the seagull was bringing her love from far away, and this is very, very, very deep, especially if you understand the words also. Yes. I see some comments. It seems that you could hear it, which is good, because I have one more song. Because Fado, there is a sad Fado. When you go to a Fado club, normally, what is Fado club? Fado club, it's a restaurant where you order food, and normally some traditional Portuguese food, and then they start singing. Actually, there is a happy Fado. This second type of Fado called Alegre, Fado Alegre, which is much more fun for me. I really like this one, but Fado Alegre it's actually when the sales fishermen were coming back from the ocean and they were happy to see them. So, but it's also about love. So let me put let me put here the happy Fado, and you see the difference. The second song I want to put you is Raquel Tavares. It's actually a modern Fado too. So you can search it on YouTube or somewhere else, Raquel Tavares. It's a beautiful song. Listen.
No largo da Graça já nasceu o dia, ouço passarinho, vou roubar-lhe a melodia. Meu amor de longe ligou, abençoada alegria. Junto ao miradouro, pombos e estrangeiros vão a seguir andar como fazem dia inteiro. Meu amor de longe já vem buscar-te no correio. Barcos e gaivotas do Tejo, vejam o que eu vejo, é o sol que vai brilhar. Meu amor de longe está prestes a chegar. Talhado para mim, mal o conheci, eu achei desse modo.
It's okay, guys. If I don't stop it, I will be dancing here forever. It's actually a girlfriend of my friend. She's amazing. She's like the most simplest person in the world, and she's singing amazing songs. And if you search for her video, she's walking in Alfama in the oldest district, and she's singing about that she's looking to the right, she's looking to the left, she sees the pigeons, she sees the tourists, but she doesn't care because her boyfriend is coming from far away and she's going to meet him. This kind of story. So it's a really happy song, and it's Raquel Tavares. Yes, you're right. You know what? I hope you're enjoying it. If you're enjoying it, again, you can put some comments, some likes. You can say, yes, Alex, you're doing well. It's interactive enough. Because after Fado, I normally start drinking or together with Fado. Because in the restaurant, when you go to this Fado club, I will give you a tip. You cannot really eat while they're singing. It's kind of disrespectful. You can drink. This is fine. They allow you to drink wine. I mean, they finish the song, then you can eat. But during the song, try just to drink. Let me show you something. I have a small surprise here for you. I'm a magician. What do you think we have here? I have a question while I'm playing here with the thing. Is it only girls that sing fado? No, guys also sing, but the most traditional is ladies, of course. So I hope you can see something here. 1, 2, 3. Wine. You're right. You're right. Wine, wine. Now we're going to try to guess which one we're going to speak about. Well, you know that Portugal is very famous for wine. Maybe you never tried it before. You tried the red wine, right? You tried maybe port wine. I have some port wine here. I have quite a few bottles of wine in my home. But you probably never heard about this kind of wine, this type of wine. I see some people already guessed what kind of wine it is. Mary said it is green wine. Exactly. It is green wine. This is green wine. Have you heard about green wine? Even though it's orange, but this kind of wine called vinho verde. Can you see? It says here, vinho verde, which means green wine. So I will explain to you. While I'm opening here, I'm going to explain to you something. I hope you have a glass of wine there too. You have a green wine together with you, or any kind of wine, because right now I'm going to open it and to drink for you, for your health. But while I'm opening, I'm going to tell you why it's called green wine. You think, it's not green. Exactly. If you see, it's not green. It's actually white. But it's green because it's actually young wine. This wine comes from north of Portugal, really from the border of Spain. But here in Lisbon, we love it especially because it's a young wine. It's a fresh wine. It normally stays in the fridge, so it comes cold. So when we go to the beach, and beach is like 20 minutes away from Lisbon, we like to drink this wine. It's very fresh, and it comes from not very mature vineyards, so it's interesting. I will explain to you more. Also, it's called green wine because it comes from that region in the north where it rains a lot, and it has a lot of green areas there, like forests. So wine here in Portugal is called by the region. There is a Alentejo region wine, port wine, Douro wines, and the green region wine too. Okay, so I'm almost there. Yes, perfect. So let me put this green wine for you. By the way, I'm pretty sure you can find green wine everywhere, because we export 11% of our green wine to Europe, to United States, to Canada. I saw some people from Canada here. So let me cheers for you, and stay happy, safe. Cheers, and please put likes, put the button like, put the I don't know, say something to me, react somehow, so I can see that you're enjoying it, that you're drinking wine with me, because it's for all of us to be happy and to be safe and to be healthy. Saúde, which means for your health. Cheers. I need to put some fado here. I like all of you. Thanks. Okay, guys, I will get drunk here if I continue like this, and I have only 20 minutes left until the end of our experience, online experience. So one more, small, and I continue. Okay. But I hope you're enjoying it, and if you want more details about this wine, by the way, if you can see, it's actually a little bit sparkling, so a little bit with bubbles. It's a very unusual wine. I can tell you more if you want. If you want, you can book the private online experience, so we can speak about wine, about port wine, about sardines, about food, about bacalhau, about anything. Okay, so because now we have only 1 hour, so I have everything, a little bit about everything. Okay, so this was my fifth wonder of Portugal, of Lisbon. One of my favorite ones. The favorite one, the most favorite one is in the end. You probably already guessed what is this, but here is the sixth one. It's actually here. Do you know what's this? You know, it's called Cork, right? Cork from the wine. You probably didn't know, but Portugal is the biggest cork producer in the world. We produce 50% of all corks in the world. Can you imagine? And it's an incredible material made of the bark of the tree. There is a cork tree which grows everywhere in Lisbon, and especially in the south of Lisbon. And it's a cork tree with a cork bark. So when we produce this cork in the wine bottles, we don't kill the tree. We actually take, special people take bark out from the tree, and then tree stays kind of naked without bark for the next 9 years. Can you imagine? In 9 years, the bark grows again. So it's renewable. It's very ecological because we don't kill the tree. And the material is very cool because, first of all, they use it for the wine. And I don't know if you heard about this, if you know it. I know that in some American states and Canada, in Australia, they don't use real cork anymore. They use plastic ones, so which is sad. But you know, there is also a shortage of cork trees here in Portugal. But anyways, this is the main production of cork. And then we do a lot of other cool things made of cork. For example, can you see these postcards? Also made of cork. It's a very, very durable material. Look, nothing will happen to this cork postcard. We do produce here cork shoes, cork bags, purses. It's waterproof. It's fire resistant. can you imagine this material doesn't burn? This kind of starts melting. So when we had some fires here in Lisbon, the cork trees didn't burn. They survived. And the most important, it's wine proof. You know, we use it for wines, right? So let's put no. I'm kidding. No, that's fine. That's fine. No, and also, you know, if you want to check if like a bag made of cork is not fake, you can try to burn it. It's not going to burn. But my advice not to do it, because guys in the shop will be not happy if you try to check if it's real or not with fire or with wine. Just touch it. It should feel like leather. You know, we call it actually vegan leather because it feels really like leather. Anyways, you see how excited I am about cork? This is one of my favorite materials in the entire Portugal, together with tiles. Actually, I can speak about tiles for another half an hour because it has so many different techniques, you see. It has the old one, the new one, fake one. So yeah, if you want, you can text me on Instagram or book this online experience with locals, and I will tell you the whole thing, and we will drink more wine. But now we're coming to the most exciting part, to the seventh wonder of Portugal, of Lisbon, my favorite one, and I guess your favorite too. Do you know what's this? The most exciting part? Let me see your comments. In the US, you're saying there are cork floors. Yes, there are cork floors, cork walls. It's a good soundproof material also, sound isolation. Yes, we don't kill the tree. Someone saying that we're not killing the tree. Okay, so I started receiving guesses from people. Sharif Abaza is saying that it is pastel de nata. What is pastel de nata? I don't know. Do you think it's pastel de nata? Or maybe it's again fado and wine. I just received one comment. Okay, let me see what I have here. I always have like a basket of those things at my home. You know, you see it? This is my favorite. Oh, some people are saying there's bacalhau, giginha. It could be anything, but I will never give up eating pastel de nata. Pastel de nata, it's a custard tart made of very, you know, simple recipe. It's just an egg, the yolk of the egg, the yellow part, and the custard tart. But it's so delicious, you can't imagine. It was included in 50 most delicious foods of the history. Can you imagine? And of course, it's one of the food wonders of Portugal. And the traditional way to eat pastel de nata is or with cinnamon or with sugar powder. I'm going to do it with the cinnamon right now. And of course, with a small coffee, with espresso. Sorry, I'm so excited here. Excited. Okay, you can see that I have them here. Okay, so again, guys, I'm here doing this experience for you, but it seems that I'm just enjoying what I'm doing, right? I'm not just enjoying what I'm doing. I'm loving it. It's the best because Portugal is the best country in the world for me. For you, maybe it's your country. It's so beautiful. You should definitely come here, or you should do an online tour with me and then come when it's all over, because the taste of pastel de nata deserves it. Cheers for you. Mm. Mm. Sorry. While I'm eating, you can send me something, like a question or comment. You know, these pastéis de nata, they they have an interesting story because actually 300 years ago, the first pastel de nata was cooked in the monastery called Jeronimus Monastery in our district called Belém district. And monks were cooking it for themselves until, you know, we had this revolution and monks had to leave the monastery. And then this famous bakery, right now it's famous, at the time it wasn't famous, bought the recipe. It's called Pastéis de Belém. Well, you probably heard about that, right? The Pastéis de Belém is very famous. They have this legend, this funny legend, that there are only two chefs who know the recipe there from the family, you know, from the family for like 300 years, and they are not even allowed to travel together in the same airplane, these two chefs, because in case if something happens, they will lose the recipe and they will not be able to continue producing these tarts, which sounds a little bit like Coca-Cola recipe or wherever, but could be. You know, this is a huge business right now. They produce 20,000 pastéis de nata every day. 20,000. Can you imagine? Multiply €1 to 20,000 plus coffee plus something. This. They are rich guys, you know, but they know what they're doing. And there are a few other bakeries I can recommend you later if you text me on Instagram or on With Locals, and you will see that there are some very interesting bakeries, even better than the traditional one. Guys, basically that's it. I spoke with you today about all the 7 wonders of Lisbon, my favorite ones. I hope you have the same taste as me. I hope you enjoyed this interactive conversation. I don't want to stop speaking with you because that's really exciting to see all your comments. So I would like to continue and to answer your questions. If you have any questions, anything you want to ask, if I can answer, I will be more than happy to answer while drinking wine and listening some Fado, if you don't mind. So let me read what you wrote to me. If you visit Lisbon, which area do you recommend for hotel vacation rental? So Alfama, we already spoke today about Alfama, the oldest area of Lisbon. Is very authentic. It's central, you don't need to walk far away, and it's safe. I think you're going to enjoy Alfama a lot. Especially you need to help the locals, you know, now after the crisis, if you rent an apartment there in Alfama, it will be great. How long will that basket of pastel de nata last with you? You know, maybe a few more minutes, 10 more minutes, and it's gone. But you have to be careful. If you eat too many of them, you can get fat very fast. So eat it no more than 10 per day, okay? Or 15. Just kidding. Okay, so some people are saying 20,000 pastéis de nata per day. Yes, sometimes in the high season, even more, double of that. That's crazy. Campo de Ourique is super local, someone is saying. Bianca. Campo de Ourique is local. I like it very much. It's kind of now hipster area, but you will have to take a famous tram 28 to go from there to the center. Maybe like 15 minutes, so not that long. And it's a cool experience going by tram, right? You won't get fat with all these hills in Lisbon. That's true. I couldn't show you any pictures of Lisbon, but Lisbon, it's on the hills. You know, it has a lot of hills. It's very similar to San Francisco. It has these yellow trams, hills, castle on the top. So you walk quite a lot here in Lisbon. So if you, for example, cannot walk that much, we have Uber here. We have tuk-tuks. We have good metro. So it's comfortable. But if you want to walk, a lot of places to walk. Okay, so what is here? Alfama is so beautiful. I would recommend it. Yes, Alfama is very good. Some people are saying that they're jealous. Coffee in Portugal is also good. Yes, yes, we can speak about all this about coffee. There are so many things. You know, it's impossible to include everything in one online tour. In the private tour, it's 1 hour and a half or even 2 hours. We can speak as much as we want. But I'm really happy that I'm having here people who are so experienced and know so much about Portugal. It's a big help for me, you know, and I'm proud of you because you went here, you did a tour, or you prepared, you studied, and now you can share your knowledge with other travelers, so you can help them too, like I'm helping. So it's great. Keep doing it. Always learning. Okay. A personal favorite was a port and tonic. Okay. Port and tonic. Well, I will be honest with you. We here don't mix it. Port wine is a wine, it's a dessert wine. We drink it a little bit after dinner or after lunch just to digest. It's a modern thing to mix tonic with port. The more classical one is just a little bit of port after food. But I understand you. I understand. Just don't say this that you like it to an older gentleman here in Portugal. um, if this is a surfboard behind you, where do you go surfing? It is a bodyboard actually. It's not the whole surfboard. It's a half of it. You know what is bodyboard? It's basically to catch smaller waves. But I love surfing too. You know, I love catching big waves. Not as big as in Nazaré. I don't know if you heard about Nazaré. It's a huge place with huge waves, like 30 meters high. I'm not that professional, but I love the ocean. And it's only like 20 minutes away from Lisbon, so it's very close. Let me see what else you asked. What restaurant? Janice asking me what restaurant would you recommend in Lisbon? So look, there are some restaurants which are Portuguese but a little bit touristy. I like everything authentic. First of all, if you can come in June and try, if someone missed it, if someone joining us now, we were eating sardines here together, you see? You should definitely try some sardines in the street festival together with beans. And then there is my favorite restaurant, but don't tell it to anyone. It's very local and very small. It's called A Provinciana. A Provinciana. A space Provinciana, like a girl from province. So small, so local, very cheap. You can find there a plate like this, huge, for like 5-6 euros. Tasty, amazing. But shh, okay. You are local also. You're with me. Okay, let me see what you have else here in the questions.
Fiz planos para recebê-lo. Foi pintar as unhas, pôr tranças no cabelo. Meu amor de longe há de...
Sorry. Vegetarian options for dining. vegetarian options, plenty of vegetarian options. 5 years ago it was difficult. There were no vegetarian options. But right now, in the center of Lisbon, you can find, like, I don't know, 15, 20 restaurants with vegetarian options, amazing ones. Very small, very authentic. It's called Food Temple. Food Temple, check it out. Beautiful. They have organic food. I love it. Guys, I don't know if you're still watching me or not. If you're still there, I'm not receiving that many comments anymore. Maybe because we're coming to the end. So I want to know if you enjoyed it, if I gave you some interesting insights from Lisbon today or not, if you want to know more, if you want to drink more with me, if you want to eat more pastel de nata with me, please hit the button, say something. I really want to be useful for you. I want for you to be happy there during this not easy times, but I want you to smile a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know. We really enjoyed the session with you. I hope we meet one day in Lisbon. Sharif, thank you very much. I really enjoyed it doing this online experience for you. And I really would love to meet you here in Lisbon and to do a tour for you and to share with you my secret spots so you can enjoy as much as I enjoy when I travel. We all need to travel. We all need to relax, right? And to have some fun. We cannot be always stressed. Yes, Janice really wants to go for a tour with me next year. Janice, if you want, you can go on a tour with me online, and we can speak even better. And then when you come, we will go in real Lisbon, and we will walk on the streets. We will touch it, and we will feel it. Guys, follow me on Instagram, Alex. No, sorry, Try Lisbon with Alex. Book tours on with locals. Ask me more questions, and I really say big thank you for you. I say big thank you for the team from with locals. Even though we had some difficulties today to organize it, some technical issues, but we made it. And thank you everyone for helping me doing it. I hope it was good. So have a good Sunday, have a good week, and see you soon. Bye bye. Was really nice to meet you.